Let me tell you about the moment that completely changed how I think about money. It was 2020. I was pregnant with my third child, and when I told my husband, he didn't celebrate. He panicked. He couldn't stop saying, "What are we gonna do? We have no money." And that broke my heart, because what should have been one of the most beautiful moments as a family was completely taken over by financial stress. And if you've ever felt that kind of stress, the tight chest, the 3 a.m. anxiety, that feeling of being one crisis away from everything falling apart, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you what an emergency fund is, how much you need as an expat living in the Gulf, and the 4-step framework to build one from scratch. Disclaimer before we start, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. So now let's get into it. Back in 2020, my husband and I both worked in hospitality, and then COVID hit. Overnight, our entire industry felt like it was collapsing. Hotels struggling, people being laid off, friends losing their jobs. And the truth is, we didn't have an emergency fund. No safety net, no plan B. And honestly, it was hard. Because when you don't have financial protection, every possible scenario feels terrifying. What if we both lost our jobs? What if our visas got canceled and we need to leave Qatar? What if we need emergency flights? Or what if something goes wrong with the pregnancy? Every single answer required money we didn't have. Fast forward to 2026, when the war with Iran started. It was a very stressful situation if you were here in the Gulf, but my husband and I had a complete different experience. We calmly sat down, we talked it through, like, hey, if things really get worse, where do we actually go? Shall we go to France? Or maybe we should go to Peru? Or how about a few months in the US? I mean, we still ran the numbers and evaluated scenarios, but we were so much calmer because now we have an emergency fund. We know that if something unexpected happens, we can financially support ourselves. And that peace of mind is hard to explain until you feel it. Your nervous system is calmer, you breathe differently, you think more clearly, you stop making decisions from fear. And that is why I believe an emergency fund is not just a financial tool, it's emotional protection. Because crises will happen. Pandemic, recession, layoffs, regional instability, medical emergencies, unexpected family situation. Life is unpredictable, but having an emergency fund changes how you experience that unpredictability. So what exactly is an emergency fund? Simply put, is money set aside for emergencies. Not vacation, not shopping, not even investing. For an emergency. Things like sudden job loss, medical emergency, your car breaks down, an urgent family expense, emergency flight back home. The whole purpose is to protect you when life happens so that you don't have to go into debt, rely on credit cards, borrow from people, or even worse, having to sell investments at the worst possible moment just to survive. It helps you sleep at night, and that financial peace is priceless. Now let's talk about how to build your emergency fund. The formula is essential monthly expenses times target months. Let's do this together in 4 simple steps. Step number 1, you need to figure out your essential monthly expenses. Here the question is, how much do I need to keep functioning if my income stops tomorrow? Consider only what keeps the household alive and solvent. Housing, utilities, food, insurance, your debts, basic transportation, minimal childcare, only the non-negotiables. Here we don't include the lifestyle extras. Step number 2, figure out your target months. The general guideline is 3 to 6 months. Now here's where it gets specific for us expats. Most financial advice online is written for people with permanent residency, pension systems, and a social safety net. That's not us. We are on employment visas, could lose our job, and have 30 days to figure out what's next, which is exactly why I lean toward the higher end. If you support a family, work in an industry that can be unstable, or would need time to find a new job or pivot, then 6 months is the minimum I would aim for. Some may may even consider a full year. There is no perfect number, but there is a number that will help you sleep. Step number 3, put it in the right place. The emergency fund needs to sit somewhere that is safe, accessible, and that is growing. You do not want your emergency fund to be in a regular savings account earning almost zero and losing purchasing power to inflation. Depending where you are, look for a high yield savings account or a short-term deposit account. The goal here is not to lose money to inflation. If you can get an account that gives you higher than inflation, that's fantastic. I personally have 1 month of emergency fund in a high yield savings account that keeps up with inflation. I can access immediately, and the rest is in another account, which is a 1 month term deposit that gives me 6% return, and I renew every single month, and I can access the money between 24 and 48 hours if something happens. And that account doesn't have a physical card, so if I ever need it, I need to do a regular bank transfer. So there is higher friction, and I don't use that money that easily. If this is making sense and it gives you value, go ahead and hit the like button. It genuinely helps more women in the GCC find this content. And subscribe if you haven't already. I post every week about investing and personal finance, specifically for women building wealth from the Gulf. Step number 4, automation. And this is what makes all the difference. And this is a step that most people skip. Set up an automatic transfer every single month. It doesn't matter what amount it is. What it matters is that you are building the habit. Apply the concept of pay yourself first, which basically means that as soon as your salary hits your bank account, immediately you have a transfer going to your emergency fund so that you remove temptation from the get-go. Promise, this consistent action is what builds financial security. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. An emergency fund is not just money sitting in a bank account doing nothing. It's how you help your nervous system to be more regulated and more calm, knowing that you have options. It's what allowed my husband and I to go through this latest crisis without panicking and without being able to sleep. And that's what financial security actually feels like. So if you don't have an emergency fund yet, start today, even if it's small and imperfect. And if you do, please let me know. It is my life mission to help women be more confident with money, and reading your wins really makes me super happy. And when you're ready for the next step, which is investing, I've got you. Watch this video where I show you step by step how to make your first investment. Take care, and I'll see you next week.